Congratulations, Julie, on being here, and
She said she does.
I just have to share with you today how special that was.
Yeah.
It was very special. And I was thinking, if my grandmother had only had any idea the impact that it would make to 4 generations of our family.
Wow.
42 years ago, I want to tell you what you do matters. 42 years ago, a consultant in the Indianapolis, Indiana area had a goal of becoming a star team builder. And she interviewed my grandma.
Wow.
Who then shared the opportunity with my mother, who shared it with me, and I shared it with my daughter.
Wow.
Pretty special.
Wow.
What you do today matters in ways you might never even know. Share this opportunity. It has truly changed generations of my family. So I'm excited to share with you today, and I'll be more excited if I can see what I wrote down. And I also just have to say, I'm only asked to teach because of the legendary excellence of the powerful and mighty royal family, and so many of them are sitting back there, so thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to talk about the 4 areas of your business to manage. Skills management. That's like booking, coaching, selling, recruiting. Money management. Emotional management. I'm going to talk to you today about time management. Do any of you feel like your time management maybe has you by the throat? Yeah. Okay. So I began my Mary Kay business in college. I had 2 part-time jobs. I had a part-time job. I kind of had a full-time job. And so time management really became my superpower. And so I got good at it because I didn't have a whole lot of it to manage. And so I want you to know that your time management is so important because leadership isn't about being the busiest. And I'm talking to you as leaders. It's not about being the busiest. It's about being the most intentional. Would you agree? It's not about being the busiest. It's about being the most intentional. And it's easy to fall into the trap of equating busyness with productivity. It's not the same, right? It's not the same. And so true leadership in this business is about making intentional choices with our time. It's about prioritizing tasks that align with our goals and delegating or saying no to those that don't. This approach not only helps us to achieve our objectives more efficiently, but also sets a positive example for our team. And so here's a little secret. As a leader, your time now impacts others. It's not just about you. If your time management looks like a mess, what does that look like to your team? Okay, like how many of you are like, oh, a little bit. So, your team members are watching and they're modeling you. And when you step into a leadership role, your relationship with time changes. It's no longer just about managing your own schedule and tasks. It's about setting an example for your team. Your approach to time management is observed and also often emulated by your team members. So by demonstrating effective time management practices, this will lead to increased productivity and success for your entire team. So before I stepped into leadership, I felt like I was constantly on the go. I was trying to juggle parties. I was trying to do follow-ups. I was trying to stick the labels on my product, you know what I mean? Like all this stuff. And I felt like sometimes at the end of the day that I was exhausted. I felt overwhelmed. And I also constantly felt like I wasn't getting enough done. Can anybody relate to ever having that? Okay. And I also had a lot of guilt. So I had mom guilt. Have you ever had that? So I remember looking at Sarah, and she was in her little walker, and she was screaming her head off, and I was trying to sweep the floor, and I was thinking about how I would do this follow-up, and I thought, I feel like I'm like burning the candle at both ends, and not doing good at anything. Some of you are nodding your head. Okay? As I transitioned into a leadership role, I realized the importance of being intentional with my time, and I started to prioritize my tasks based on the impact that they would have on my goals. And I decided that I had to get some help, or I would never be able to move past the place that I was in my business. Have any of you recognized that fact in yourself? Okay. So, but my first thought was, I can't afford any help. If I could afford some help, I would get some help. Anybody had that thought?
Yes.
And so I sat down with my husband and I said, if I'm doing something that doesn't make us more money, then could you help with that? And he said, absolutely. That's why we call him Super Dan. So Super Dan started helping with the laundry, he started doing the grocery shopping, he started doing anything that he could. And so if you have family that lives with you, see how they are willing to help. Have a team meeting, have a team family goal setting session and how they can help, and then reward them. If they don't see any money coming in, if they don't see some rewards happening for them, and it doesn't have to be something financial reward, it can be taking your child to the park and play, or watch a football game, or like something that says, because you did this, we can do this. One of my favorite stories is when Dan and I got to take the kids to Hawaii, and we got there, and we were in the most fabulous resort. It was open air, and it overlooked the ocean, and Hayden was 10 years old. And he looked, and he just stood there for a second taking it in, and he looked at me and he said, Mom, this is where every time I mop the floors for cookies. I'm doing it right. They understand.
Wow.
So that didn't necessarily require for me to pay my husband to help do the laundry, but I needed help. Then I decided, okay, I need some help with Sarah because I had the mom guilt situation. So I told someone that I would pay them at the end of the month and they could help me with Sarah. And so I didn't even have to pay her a lot, but I paid her a little, but I told her I'd pay her at the end of the month because I thought that would give me some time to make some money to be able to pay her, right? And then it turned into her being able to work with me all the time. Which here's a pro tip on hiring somebody. You only ever hire somebody for 1 month. You just tell them you're getting ready for a growth expansion in your business, you're just gonna hire for 1 month. Because that way, if it didn't really work out, you don't have to fire anybody.
Wow.
The time that I just thought, it's not really gonna work out after all. If you like the person that you hired to do something, then say, you know what, that works so great, I'd like to keep you on for another month. Could you do that? And after 2 months, you know for sure that honeymoon's over and it's really working out, and you can hire them for all the time. And so Lisa has been with me now for 24 years.
Oh, wow.
Right? And so this is, I really could never afford the people that I hired, but every single time I hired somebody and got more help, I always increased my income. Because they did things that I didn't have to do, but they were important. And so this shift in approach allowed me to focus more on activities that really helped to drive growth for my business. And I was able to then do better at mentoring my team and develop strategies for client acquisition and retention. My days became more structured, and I found a better work-life balance. And more importantly, I became a role model for my team. And I showed them that success isn't about being busy, it's about being purposeful with our time. And I stopped having guilt. Guilt when I was doing Mary Kay because I wasn't with my kids, and guilt when I was with my kids because I wasn't doing it on Mary Kay, And so I was able to release the guilt because I was fully present whenever I was doing whatever I was doing. A lack of time management skills in your business can have a ripple effect on your team and their growth. When you're constantly overwhelmed, missing company deadlines, or appearing frazzled, it sends a message to your team that this is what leadership looks like. And you know what they might be thinking? I don't want that job. That is not what you want. Moreover, without effective time management, you're less available to mentor and support your team members. And this lack of guidance and support can stunt their growth and development. And they may be struggling with their own time management, mirroring the example that they see from you, which perpetuates a cycle of inefficiency and burnout within your team. Everybody go, oof. Did you feel that?
Yes.
Your mess may be transferred to them, and now they have a mess too. So to counteract this, it's crucial to demonstrate that leadership is about working smart, not just hard. By prioritizing tasks, setting clear goals, and leveraging technology, like a texting service. How many of you have a texting service? Okay, if you do not raise your hand right now, write down, I'm getting a texting service. Get a texting service. If you have more than 25 contacts, you need a texting service. Everybody promise me you're going to do that. Say I promise. I promise. This is important. Okay, so this is really important. Delegating responsibilities, you can inspire your team to adopt these practices. This not only helps them grow professionally, but also shows them that leadership is attainable and doesn't have to come at a price of personal well-being and work-life balance. Because here's the deal, everybody lean in. Lena, I'm looking at you. You can't help others until you help yourself. Okay? You can't. And so you've got to do it yourself so that you can help them. So let's do an understanding of your time. A, do a time audit activity. I highly recommend starting with 3 to 5 a day, doing a time tracking exercise. So 3 to 5 times a day. Take a minute and write down everything that you're doing. This isn't just about seeing where your time goes. It's about understanding the balance and imbalance that you may have between leadership activities, administrative tasks, and other distractions. For instance, you might find that you're spending a disproportionate amount of time on administrative tasks that can be streamlined or delegated. For example, for myself, because I do work 100% online, all of my orders come in on my website, I need to connect with the customer that's checking out so that I can try to upsell her, I can try to book her, I can try to enter her into maybe my next guest event or whatever. I need to do that. But I don't need to put in her CVS order. So I write up the receipt, I take a picture, I text it to Lisa, my secretary, she puts it in, she puts in the samples, she does all the things that need to be done in there. So that's why I'm saying, take a time audit, look at it and think, can only I do this, or can somebody else do this? I don't need to send out the birthday messages. I just tell Lisa to send out the birthday messages. And because it's in our texting service, it just bubbles out once. And it has an autoresponder on it. When they say this, then this message goes out. So I'm working smart. Okay. Another one, it could be, are you finding yourself doing a lot of time wasters versus growth strategies? A common time waster that many of us fall into is repeatedly solving the same issues for team members. Yeah. And so a growth strategy instead could be implementing educational systems or resources that empower teams' self-sufficiency. Independent is in front of all of our names, right? Wow. We're not passing out pacifiers and pampers to our team members. We are going to help them be independent. But how do you do that? Because your new team members are like newborns. They do need a lot of help. But after a while, have you found yourself, you know that you've maybe handicapped your children, team members, because you're having to do the same things over and over and over for them. So I have adopted something that we call in our unit the Learn to Earn program. So a common question I get is, hey, what should my customer use? She has rosacea. My customer's oily. Which moisturizer should I recommend her? Do you guys get questions like this? Okay, so Learn to Earn in our team is, in the very first week of their business, they complete Skincare Confident. And I give them a triple mask for doing that. And that helps them learn where to go to find out product answers. They learn education, they feel more confident, they sell more product, I stop answering questions that they can go get themselves. They do color confident, they get a free lip gloss. They feel more confident, they sell more product, you see. And so teach them that. I like to operate by a I do, we do, they do system. If you find yourself answering the same questions over and over, a growth strategy could be to create a board for your team members of things. If you find yourself consistently texting or saying the same things, create a board so that you can quickly and effectively say the same thing to your new team members as they come along. Your director might even have something like this. Another one could be fixed versus flexible tasks. Fixed versus flexible tasks. Understanding the difference between these types of tasks can transform your schedule. Batch flexible tasks together and protect the time for fixed responsibilities like your weekly success meeting, your parties, things like that. So for example, administrative tasks can also often be batched or tackled during low energy periods, or maybe on a certain day you do all kinds of things. So for example, I do a content batching day where I'll do lots of different videos at once because I just don't want to have to do my hair every day. Can we just be honest? I don't want to have to do my hair every day. And so I'll make a bunch of different videos all at the same time. I'll set up a bunch of texts to be able to go out. I will do all kinds of things that need to happen, but I can do them all at once so that I don't have to remember every Friday morning, okay, a customer email needs to go out today about the product of the week. I don't want to pick that up. I do that at the end of the month for all the Fridays in the next month. Okay? So that's something common that we do. You also could create a personalized schedule for yourself, and that would be a realistic schedule that involves more than just filling in a calendar. It would mean breaking down time in your weekly hours into specific days and time blocks dedicated to routine tasks, strategic planning, like maybe even your other job, or your kids' sports, or your Bible study fellowship, or whatever it is that you have going on, putting all of that in there so that this ensures that you're not only keeping up with the day-to-day, but also focusing on your long-term growth of your business. I'm going to assume that many of you are working a limited hours. Is that right? Because you work other jobs, you have kids, okay. So with this, whether it's 5, 8, or 10 hours, it's about maximizing the impact. And so focus on the activities that directly contribute to your goals. This could mean dedicating blocks of time to high-impact activities like booking parties, career chats, things that are going to have the biggest bang for your buck. It could also mean the content creation for your social media. Thinking about what is that going to be? Sarah gave a great example of the Mary Kay social media playbook and then asking your AI for the rest of it for the whole month. I mean, we use AI so much, and honestly, I hope if you have not gotten on board with that, I would put that on my to-do list of things to do. I don't have to, the more you have to think, the more that you are not doing, right? And so I thought, okay, I have to think of what I want to post on my social media while I'm here. So I didn't want to have to think about that, so I asked my AI. And the better questions you ask your AI, the better the answers you're going to be.
That's right.
Oh, we really love to teach a little in our class on this. So my target audience is working women with kids who would love to earn some extra income online. And so I asked my AI to create a social media strategy to attract that audience. These are things that you can do so that you can grow faster, bigger, smarter, without a whole lot more time. Leveraging free or low-cost online tools like AI, like your texting service, is going to help you with the quality of your activities and the quantity of time that you have. By adopting these strategies, you're not just managing your time, you're strategically investing in the growth of your business and your team. And this approach not only sets you up for success, but also models effective leadership for your team that makes your Mary Kay journey look attainable and like something that they would want. I love my life because I work smart and not hard. I'm still doing 5 parties a week. I still have a big unit. I still have awesome sales directors. I'm doing all the things, but because I work so smart, I visit my husband every single day for lunch. Every single Wednesday, I've been taking my daughters on Wednesday Fun Day while my daughter's home from college. Every Friday, we go to the pool with my sister and her kids. I love my life, and yet I'm still crushing a huge business because I work smart. I use things that will help me with my business so that I can do what I want to do and I can do what I need to do at the same time. I also want you to know that I think it's important for you to set boundaries with your business. Set boundaries. One of the most transformative strategies I've implemented in my business is setting clear communication limits. For example, my family knows that my work times are big time Monday and Tuesday. Monday night I'm always busy, Tuesday I'm always busy. They don't ask me to do other stuff on those nights because they know that my Mary Kay business is happening in the evenings. Every other evening during the week is fine because I don't do evenings, but they know that those times don't ask me because I'm doing that. And they know then that they get me on the weekends, and then I'm not going to say, well, I'm going to be doing this, that, and the other. So schedule, make sure that you are setting those boundaries with your business. There's nothing. Just because you get a website order doesn't mean you have to respond immediately. Just because you get a text from a customer doesn't mean, and don't customers text you like on holidays, in the middle of the night, you know, like your emergency is not my emergency because you ran out of cleanser on Christmas. Wait until I come back in the office. So this is important because, and it's not that you see what I'm saying. Like, people ask me crazy things. I mean, one time I had surgery, and somebody texted me and said, I know you had surgery, but like, I'm really enrolled in CC cream. Okay. So avoid burnout.
Wow.
This is important because you will fall into burnout if you're not careful. And this, recognizing the signs of burnout, was a game changer for me. I noticed it when my excitement for my Mary Kay business started to wane. I felt more exhausted than usual, and I started thinking that I felt like I was mad at my Mary Kay business. Any of you ever felt like that? I was like, I feel like I'm mad at Mary Kay. And that was my fault. That was totally my fault that I had allowed that to happen. But burnout can also happen with your family. If you've had too much Mary Kay, it can happen with your family. So make sure that you honor them. And I want to talk to you just another second about your family and your time. If your joy zone is working in person, do it. You should work in your strength zone and your joy zone. You should. But if I can offer a suggestion that maybe you also add in some online parties, so that maybe you could double the amount of parties that you're doing every single week without having to carve away one time from your family. Could you get excited if you could double the number of parties that you were doing every single week right now? Without being gone more, wouldn't that be so exciting? And I never thought about this. I never had this aha moment. But recently, my husband reached over and he grabbed my hand and he said, "Thank you so much for taking your business 100% virtual. I get to hold your hand so much more than I ever have." And I thought, I never thought about the impact that it would have on them. So consider, if you haven't already, consider doing some of that. Okay, the importance of finding an accountability partner in leadership. Maybe have an accountability partner. I still do. And so this is someone who understands what your goals and challenges are and unique privileges of leadership, and they can help you to stay on track, provide an outside perspective on what's going on, and support during those rough times. Sometimes life is just a lot. Sometimes you're going to have disappointments in your Mary Kay business. And so sometimes my mentor has just told me, you know what, you just need a mental health minute. You just need to take the afternoon off or whatever. And I'm giving you permission as a leader to take that time to invest in yourself. Incorporating these strategies into your leadership approach can significantly impact the well-being of you. So I feel like I've got about 5 more minutes left of that. Okay. So I have so much more. Okay. So if you feel like things are a little bit sloppy, your core systems or lack thereof can be a make or break. And so figure out, you already know what you're missing probably in your business. And so maybe create a tracking system for yourself. I mean, you could probably look one up, but maybe you need to create your own customer retention tracking system, or your own follow-up for team building system, or your own booking, or get a bubble sheet or whatever. Maybe you just need a brain book that you write down everything. My consultants all know, I'm always talking to them about your brain book, where you write down everything. Everything is right there. And you just keep it with you all the time so that you always have everything that you need right there. And I find that many people are like, oh, I don't want to do that. That's going to take time. I don't have. Well, I would offer you this. Slow down to speed up. Take a minute to slow down. Slow down and think through what you really need to do. Get it together and you will speed up. Instead of constantly being in a mess. Okay? You don't take the time to figure out what is missing and work it out and get a plan, you'll be back here next year and feeling the same way. So take a minute, slow down to speed up. I really, really hope that you're all doing the 6 most important things list. Mary Kay actually knew what she was talking about then, and she knows what she's talking about now. These are 6 most crucial, important tasks to accomplish each day. My consultants know that I live by this. It helps you to stay focused so that you're not a squirrel in the street all the time. Do you need to have It's a good visual, isn't it? Some of you might be that person. So, in your releasing activities, a weekly plan sheet, a weekly
Oh, okay, thank you. I was like, I needed someone to translate that.
There isn't a successful business out there that doesn't know what their numbers are, folks. You think Walmart doesn't know what their numbers are? Yeah, they do. You think that Mary Kay Corporate doesn't know what their numbers are? Yes, they do. Know what your numbers are. Use digital resources like the Mary Kay tools and apps for business growth. I haven't striped anybody since March 12th of 2020. The Foundation Finder quiz is amazing for Foundation. Utilize it. Scan Analyzer. That's my favorite one. The Scan Analyzer. Are you using that with everybody?
Yes.
It's absolutely amazing. These tools are designed to help you track your sales, manage your customer information, provide product recommendations. It saves you a significant amount of time and can even provide a personalized experience to your clients. I absolutely love customer delivery service, and so I like to put in the most expensive samples, time-wise, strip, microdermabrasion, and then for 80 cents, I can add in a charcoal mask and a gel mask, and my customer has everything that it needs for then their Zoom skincare session that I do every Tuesday night.
Hello.
Okay.
Hold
So, you get 2 free samples. Pick the expensive ones.
Right.
Time-wise strip, repair, miracle, whatever, and a microdermabrasion. And then for 40 cents, I can add in a charcoal mask. 40 more cents, I can add in a moisture renewing gel mask. It's shipping in their customer delivery service that they paid the shipping for.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
And then they're getting everything that they need so that now they can meet with me on Zoom on Tuesday night for skincare. That's how you turn and burn. You make money without spending all that money. Okay? You can build a tech toolkit for your team. Encourage your team to embrace technology by sharing with them what you're using, a text service, boards, AI. Have you ever done a robocall? That's really great. Reach all of your customers at once with your voice by using, aren't you so glad you're in this class? Okay, just Google what they are.
Okay.
Google what they are. But you can record yourself for 30 seconds, upload all of your customer phone numbers, and it will shoot out to everybody to schedule time. This will help you to make more money, save more time, and increase your productivity without taking time away from your faith and your family and other things that are more important to you. Lastly, I'm going to share so that I can stop right on time here. I want for you to take these steps so that you can hit your goal to work smarter, not harder, freeing up time for what truly matters, whether it's growing your business, spending time with your family, or pursuing personal interests. Pursue progress, not pressure. Pursue progress, not pressure. Create harmony, not necessarily balance. Create harmony, not necessarily balance. When you do these things, I'll see you on stage at seminar next year.